Memorial National Under-19 Tournament final for the Graham Murray Cup will feature Waikato and Auckland. Two new teams in the final, so there will be a new winner. Third different winner in 3 years. Lindemuth, Soini and Samania in the front row. Pearson, Slade, the two locks. Papali'i, Choate and Kaivalata. The loose forward trio, Seika and Paulson again pair up in the halves. Manu and Foliaki in midfield. Vaenga and Baha Akolo on the wings. And Ota Mausia is at fullback for Waikato. Coxon, Tokiaho and Taoho in the front row. Singh and Kerr, the two locks. Heath, Karifi and Jacobson. The loose forward, Kutuweg and Lansdowne in the half. Trevaranas and Mikaele Tu'u in midfield. Tovio, Mafutaimi on the wings. And Sam Tor is at fullback. Luke, Jacobson and Dalton, Papali'i lead their teams onto the park. Two outstanding back rowers. In co-commentary, former All Black lock, Ian Jones.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ken. Good afternoon, viewers. A big moment for these two teams out there. Had to work very hard to be given the opportunity to contest in this final. Full of confidence going in. But it's about seizing the moment, taking the chances, living in the now. Set for a big one, Ken.
Waikato, 32-21 winners over Canterbury in the semi-final. James Munro in charge of this with Sam Fellows and Stefan Payne, the assistant referees. Lee Jeffries is the television match official.
10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds.
Auckland 19-17 with Wise Guy Whaiane kicking a critical penalty in the latter stages of the game to get Auckland home. It was a thriller. Wellington were the champions in 2014. Canterbury were the champions in 2015. This is just the third year of this Jock Hobbs Memorial National Under-19 Tournament. Former Tongan international captain Willie Lossa's sideline.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Welcome along. There was a lot of rain throughout the day, but thankfully that has gone, although they may return just a little bit later on. Underfoot perfect. Great contest this, and two of the best teams, no question.
Lansdowne gets play underway. Jacob Pearce for Auckland.
Hold two, red, hold.
Seika.
Stay.
And Mosia.
In the two games we've seen on Sky to date, Ken, we haven't seen one occasion breakout tries from deep inside your own half. So this season conditions like this field position is crucial.
Tokia Aho. It's one against the throw by Jacob Pearce, and then Auckland secure the football. Seika. And Lindemuth to the line. And decoy runner Paulson gets the ball away in the tackle. Seika. Toa. Mafutami. We're sending Auckland back into their own quarter. Vaha. Kolo.
Just sounding each other out, feeling each other out. Wonderful turnover there, Jacob Pearce from that line out.
Samasoni Takia Aho for Singh at the front of the line out. And immediately they challenge the outside defence of the Auckland team, Waikato. Kortueg. And Conrad Heath. Only one pass footballers that continue to just drive the ball over the advantage line via their forward, Sam Kerr. Kutueg. Tokia Aho, his second carry in 3 phases. Heath again. Some structure from Waikato. Now some width on the pass. Torvio with a beautiful ball for Tor. Back on the inside. He promotes the ball to another player in support, and the captain, Luke Jacobson.
Gee, part of that structure, Ken, was about building momentum, building phases, being prepared to attack down a short side. They had 15 metres, which they initially wanted to go down that left-hand side. It was a very good play. 4-on-3 initially from Waikato. They had numbers on the outside, the ability to offload the football. And the number 8, Luke Jacobson, roaming on the inside, supporting on the inside, takes that final pass. But players being prepared to go down small channels with numbers, running straight, creating the try.
Had a good tournament. This kid in the semi-final, 2 tries, 4 goals plus a try assist. He's into his work straight away. Hands down.
Well, they did what they did in the semi-final against Canterbury, and that is score early. It's a real trademark of this young Waikato side. They asked questions of Canterbury 3 days ago, and they get a first chance to score points, and Jacobson gets the job done.
Paulson sends the ball deep, and for Tammy with the first carry. And the Duplessis Karifi lands down.
Just overcooked that, Ken, but physically Waikato really going to take on this big Auckland pack, running straight, running direct. The clean-outs have been outstanding, and that is giving Lansdowne that opportunity to have some time, too much time on that occasion, overcooking it, but he is playing with a slight breeze at his back.
So Ini for Slade. Seika waits. Manu shaped a pass. Penalty advantage with Auckland, I think, for Lansdowne being offside. This is Malsia kicking on the long side, and the ball just not able to be taken cleanly.
No advantage, offside.
Gee, I thought it was going to drop into Dalton Papali'i's hands then. The outstanding flanker playing in the 6 jersey this afternoon. Has played a lot in 7, but the pinpoint accuracy of the kick. There was space. There was space, but Willie, I think the ball just got obstructed a little bit in the hand of the Waikato winger.
Yeah, perfect kick from Malsia, wasn't it? The vice-captain of this Auckland team. The fullback from Mount Roskill Grammar. There's a school we don't talk about too much in Land Rover First 15 Rugby, but the kick was accurate. Unfortunately, couldn't be taken by Dalton, but this is where Auckland need to make sure that they can capitalise. The breeze starting to pick up, so he is starting to kick into a light breeze.
Just to the outside of the right-hand post for Oliver Paulson. Led off for Waikato.
It has produced an All Black, Mount Roskill Grammar. William Murray Birtwhistle in the mid-60s.
Manu straight and direct run up. Manu, Seika, Paulson to the line, gets a nice inside ball for Malsia. Good defence on the ground. Duplessis Karifi
Yeah, they're going to have to get there a lot quicker than that, Auckland. Karifi showed in the semi-final against Canterbury that he's going to be a nuisance all day on the ground. And you've got to get him out of there because he's so strong. His ability to get over the ball and then just stay strong.
Get a good look here. Willie Lowe say the technique needed to get rid of Karifi. Actually, he's so strong. You're right. The head's down, shoulders. You're trying to get your shoulders lower than him. Very hard, so you virtually have to fling him, roll him.
Lands down. Jacobson at second receiver. Great shot in midfield. And they're taking the ball. Well, he's going to be penalised.
Can't pick it up.
Manu with a tremendous shot on Trevor Anus in midfield.
Red platform, the ruck. Then he picks it up, hands.
They win the penalty on this occasion. Ken,
Shot.
I'll tell you what, next
Shot,
time
please.
Trevor Anus gets an opportunity, I don't know if he's running quite so hard and quite so strong. So also making C3 here. That is going to stay in the memory. And that's going to help Auckland later on in this match.
What a read. That is quality. Manu on Trevor Anus. And the Auckland grammar, former student, boy, he lined him up from about Rotorua from down here. Big hit.
Yes, those little signals, those little moments do stick with players, don't they, in the course of a match. Boy, we've seen some outstanding goal kicking the whole week long down here in Taupo. Conditions are perfect.
Lanes down. Composed start from Waikato. Just over 9 minutes gone. They lead by 10. Tolson. Lands down, looks for some field position.
Well, when you're 10 down after 9 minutes, but you're in the final, you've got to remind yourself that you're a good enough team to make this final. Stick to your patterns. Do not panic. You're good enough to do what you continue to do. You just need to hold the ball.
Nicely won at the back of the line out by Samuel Slade as Auckland commit players to midfield. Now Malsia shaped the pass but then put the ball along the ground for Tammy on the return. It's a very good run. Looked like he was preparing to kick. Now Kotiweg. He's hustled the same time he receives the ball. Kotiweg. And now Tokia Aho.
Get out of there. Dude. Yeah. You're going to show off the feet of the ruck as well. He has to make a
Gee, they're sending big numbers. Willie Lowe say Waikato to the breakdown.
Yeah.
And that's forcing Auckland to get sort of caught a little bit. Not the ability to roll away there, which gave the penalty.
Well, he's not a small fullback as Atumaka Malsia, and he just laid there. He tried to buy a bit of time. Boy, it's physical. The physicality at the breakdown is stunning.
Samasoni.
What we were speaking about, not stopping. Okay, we're going to go in. Right?
Tokia Aho. St. Paul's Collegiate now playing at Fraser Tech. Lands down. Jacobson to the line, the captain. Over the advantage line. Good carry. Lands down, loses the ball.
13 offside. 13.
Gain line then, Ken. Gain line speed of the ruck ball. Less than 2 seconds on that occasion, that magic number. 2 to 3 seconds. And that, because of that, Auckland couldn't get back on side quick enough. Good line out. Good line break. Good speed. Penalty. Pretty simple stuff.
Matthew Lansdowne making every post a winner as he advances the score now to 13.
Kicking into a slight breeze at Auckland, so I want this to go a little bit shorter, make it contestable.
And great support all week for these teams. Jacobson again tidies up. Matthew Lansdowne trying to turn Auckland around.
Oh, they're a quality side, this Waikato team. They're clinical, they do the basics well. After scoring points, they exit from their own red zone. And now watch them put some pressure here on this Auckland line-out.
Long and beaten in the air by Sam Kidd. Tukia Aho.
Stay here. It's round the neck, so it's high, and then he's landing in the ground. Okay?
But he's running over.
Hey, very careful.
Well, it feels to me that Waikato, and they clearly are, 13-0 just dominating this match because of the ball that they're getting, and Auckland just aren't getting in a position to be able to contest, be part of the contest. And that starts for me right from the kickoff, where it's just too easy. Waikato can control the field position, and now with that field position, they get a penalty.
Well, they are young men, and I'm always mindful of that, but a big part of our game is discipline. And you know the rules, you can't go high. May have been a little bit high for Choate there because the player was running in the low position, but still, nonetheless, you're giving away penalties, and with a guy that's in great form like Lansdowne at the moment, it's not smart.
And doesn't look like missing this entire tournament. It's up to 42 points or something. I think he scored in 2 and a bit games, Matthew Lansdowne. Plus his running game and his decision making is up there as well. Chikaranis. Jacobson, the captain, always making himself available to carry the ball, as does Tukiaho. Lansdowne, it's a long ball. He's looking for Tovio, but it was pass has gone forward, a rare mistake.
Well, this one because he looked up, Matthew Lansdowne, the 10, after the 3 phases that they've had for the exit play and the kick. I think he initially thought was on, but then he sensed an opportunity, and fair play to Waikato. If they sense an opportunity, they feel something's on there, they've got to play it. They're encouraged from the top down to play like that, which is why the rugby is so attractive.
Well, they've got to be smart here, Auckland. They've got to take some points if they can. And they've got some big boppers in the midfield. That's who they need to give the ball to cart it forward. Well, they'll just take the penalty.
3.
Just what the doctor ordered. Stay in touch. Take the points that are on offer. And don't let Waikato continue to gain momentum and continue to score points.
So just, and we haven't seen right through the weekend many collapse scrum. The attitude of all the front rowers on display, not just here, Waikato and Auckland have been good, slightly higher than we see at the next, the Mitre 10 level up, Super Rugby, and with that we don't get the collapse. I mean, you think Matthew Lansdowne's a good goal kicker, so is this kid, Willie Paulson.
Andy Dalton and Nick White, Chief Executive and Head Coach of Auckland Rugby, respectively, the Mitre 10 Cup. Good to see the 2 leaders in the organisation here supporting the under-19 team. They've got some team members here as well. Moketi Manu with a midfield bomb and not taken cleanly. And Seika. Paulson goes laterally for Papali'i. Waikato defence forced them into running sideways. Kirifi with a quick throw.
Yeah, encouraging run, encouraging width from Auckland, but well read by Waikato, pushing them out, taking to the sideline. Opportunity for the ball. So Auckland need to do what they can to stay in play, force their way.
Conrad Heath lands down, shaped to pass, and then
Okay. Stop there. Dalton. Right, we've had too many penalties against you and 2 high tackles. Next one, you know what will happen?
But on those high tackles, they're slipping and they're going
No,
no. Or
you know what's going to happen, okay? Let's go.
As the referee's talking to Dalton Papali'i, one thing we can say about the captain of Auckland, and a lot of people have seen him during Land Rover first in rugby, very good skipper, well respected by his teammates. The message that he'll be giving
High tackle.
to his players now about the tackling will be the right one, right on point, and they will respond to it.
Matthew Lansdowne. It's already a 3-score game after 18 and a half. Samasonic, Tokia, Aho in the New Zealand Schools program last year, going long for Conrad Heath. Lansdowne, Jacobson. Kotuweg, Lansdowne. Nice job, Mikaeli. Kirifi playing a ball. That ball went forward
Leave him 6.
to a player.
Off red player into someone that's offside.
To a player standing in front of him, so that's a penalty.
Real feature is the speed, the line speed of, or the ball that gets recycled. There it goes off Ta'aho into a player that's in front of him, and so that is a penalty. But rugby's all about momentum too, guys, and Auckland guilty on that occasion with the turnover where they were running down the flank there to stay in field. Now they're in good position. They need to make sure they do the basics well.
Oliver Paulson, Francis Douglas Memorial. Last year he was the number 10, and this player, Duplessis Kirifi, was the open side flanker in that same first 15. Teammates last year, opponents this year. Now Auckland with the drive, 4 metres out from the line, 3 metres, 2 metres, they're into the in goal, and they get the first try. 20 minutes into the game, down by 16, and they've made a comeback of sorts, 16 points to 5. Jerry Samania.
Unstoppable, Ken. They had the opportunity from the line out. They went directly for their line out drive. That is one of their go-to moves. We've got to look at the people, the leg drive at the front. Jacob Pearce has been their go-to guy. And then look at the leg drive. The ball transferred very quickly to the back. Gee, that's fantastic work. And I love how explosive these Auckland athletes are when they have the opportunity. They had the drive on. Everyone pumping the legs. And yeah, you celebrate. Even put a little smile in there.
Saw a lot of Jerry at St Kennigan College First 15 through our coverage of Land Rover First 15 rugby. It was a very good St Kennigan First 15 that he was in. Sam Knock was in that side as well. Oliver Paulson. Well, reduces the deficit to 9.
And they needed to as well, fellas. Samania scored a try in the semi-final against Wellington. He certainly knows his way to the dinner table and the try line. Boy, he's hard to stop. And that is what you do to stop Waikato gaining momentum, and this should give them some encouragement.
Mosia.
Well, you can never go away from believing. 16-0 down. You know you're a quality rugby side. Auckland are quality players. taking opportunities, taking chances, and winning field position. Auckland there have the three options to contest the line-out.
Tidied up by Soini after the throw wasn't able to find its mark. Oliver Paulson under pressure, passes back for Malsia. He wasn't ready to kick, tried to run his way out of trouble. And Paulson, 2 grabs at the ball.
Just give me that call, Stephen.
I think that mate you were just talking about before, Duplessis,
7 red.
Karefi, the 7, flying at his old mate, his old first 15 teammate.
Former Auckland representative these days. He's the head coach of the Auckland Mitre 10 Cup side, Nick White, and he's downstairs with Taylor Tomakino.
Nick, the Auckland boys got off to a slow start. What do you put that down to?
They're just giving away some penalties, which is not allowing them to get into the game. And Waikato played well, put a lot of pressure on them, and got down the right end of the field and collected some points.
How important are tournaments like this for coaches like you to look at potential talent for your team?
Oh, it's really important. It's where it all starts. They get a taste of provincial rugby, how it is, and good to measure themselves against other kids from around the country, and obviously it gives all the coaches a chance to have a look at them and see how they perform.
You've got Bay of Plenty coming up. How have you prepared for this?
We're obviously coming off 2 losses we've had. It's a pretty important week for us. It's not going to be easy going to Rotorua and getting a win. We're going to have to work damn hard. So, yeah, it's a big week, a big focus on Bay, and also getting our own stuff right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, great job. Taylor Tomakino with Auckland coach Nick White. And great to see there's a number of coaches here with a great interest in the next generation.
Yep, they are. It's the coaching intel, how good the Mitre 10 Cup coaches, Super Rugby coaches are, feeding information all the way down. That's what I've noticed at this under-19 tournament, the influence of the Super Rugby stars, the All Blacks, how the Dane Coleses, the Aaron Smith, Ryan Crotty's, Kieran Reeds of the world, their play influences this play.
Matthew Lansdowne can't get the ball to tip towards the right. 16-7, it still remains a 2-score deficit for Auckland, who are well and truly capable of overcoming that.
And they're also well and truly capable of attacking from deep, aren't they? We've talked a lot about field position, and that's been the norm today at the Jock Hobbs tournament, but Auckland in particular can break out from deep.
This is premeditated, this, and that's tremendous take from Ota Malsia, the Auckland fullback, under pressure, 3 chasers bearing down on him, eyes on the football, and secured the ball. My 4 teammate Kotuweg. Heath, you've been good today, Conrad Heath. He's had a good tournament. Blindside flanker. Jacobson. Quickly up to the left side. Referee said it's okay. Now Kotuweg finding some space behind the Auckland defence. Coming away with it. The ball has went forward off a Waikato player. So there's an advantage with Auckland. Seika. Paulson.
Willie, Waikato being smart though, aren't they? They just keep pinning them down, kicking when they have the opportunity. Kick chase has been good and forcing Auckland to try and play rugby, attack from deep.
Geez, I would have liked to have seen them run the ball there. From that bouncing ball that Marcia won, they had numbers out to the right, but they opted for the safety of the sideline.
So Tokia Aho going long for Heath. Kotuweg, Lansdowne. Early ball for Trevor Ranis. Attacks the midfield defence of Auckland. Put the ball behind him to keep it alive. And now Sam Kerr. 12 metres out, Waikato. Now the big boys muscle up. Strong defence. And the attack is direct. Heath. Tukiaho gets the team within 5, held up by Kaivalata. Dalton Papali is in there as well. That was great defence under pressure. Auckland.
Can you give his mouth guard back?
The big number 8, Michael Kaivalata, just wrapped his big arms, strong arms around the ball, and then tried to stand up. Try and stand up. You make the more. But here's the initial run, the offload. Instead of slight little knock on, doesn't matter, we played on, and then here we are right towards the very end. Good body position initially from the Waikato team, but the strength of the number 8 in particular, take a look at that. Sammy Slade also helping out.
Crouch.
And now big scrum needed from Auckland, concentration to clear the line.
Tell you something I've liked, Ken, has been in the last 5 minutes the discipline by Auckland. They were told that there were a couple of high shots and that the next one, you know what I'm going to have to do, and so their discipline has been really good. Strong feature, so great maturity from these young men.
Yes, discipline needed now by Waikato. Did not give away a penalty because what they're going to end up with was a line out around about the 22, their throw.
Sit. Steady. Stay here.
Seika. Under pressure from Jacobson. The ball's loose on the ground. And the referee's actually ruled Waikato off the scrum too quick.
Binding off early.
Just timing, I think, Ken. Karifi, was it? The open side flanker. The scrum wheeled up. He thought he saw an opportunity with the ball out. Referee didn't see it like that. We'll talk about that discipline now. And it should have been the Waikato throw to the line out. It's actually the Auckland throw, and they advance and release some pressure. So looking on the open side of the scrum. And as soon as the shoulder comes off, justified.
Henry Seika. Ball goes behind a Mafua. Tammy. Korteweg waits. Jacobson, not a lot of room. Sawini with the tackle. Takia Aho again. Jacobson. Bulk of the ball carrying responsibility. Jacobson at Tukiaho now lands down. Short ball for Tuvio in midfield. On the ground and control. Korteweg. Lands down. Trying to put the ball on the... He was trying to put the ball behind Raha Kola just too much.
Well, with those pick and drives, they're just bringing up ever so slightly that Auckland defence. Big line speed, but spread across Auckland. That created the hole. Lansdowne tried to pop it into. Unfortunately, overcooked it.
Nicely done by Coxon. Offloads in the tackle, Tukiaho. He continues the drive. Now he's 20 metres in to the Auckland territory. Auckland again. Coxon has another dig. The loose head prop. You know, their ball control and their patience. Waikato, especially amongst their forwards. Very disciplined, very professional. Now they've got a penalty advantage. Tukiaho on the open side. Happy to advance the ball 1 metre at a time.
Double whistle, so Chet coming up.
Please.
Try scorer.
3. Too many offsides, too many penalties. Clearly in front of last man's feet.
Speed of the ruck ball catching out Auckland then, but the great adjustment from Waikato had the ball turned over on 2 occasions with the choke tackle where Auckland are coming in low and holding them up. On this occasion, all the pick and drives, the Waikato players were driving down. So from a high position, down, players in support, so Auckland couldn't contest the football and get advancing a metre at a time, always getting over the gain line. They did that on repeat occasions, and because of that, Auckland couldn't get back on side. Penalty awarded, and the penalties are mounting. Enough for the referee to say, go and sit down.
Right through the middle. Matthew Lansdowne.
Well, I mentioned the discipline of Auckland, and the referee had warned them, but that came from the line-out failure. When Auckland were inside the Waikato 10-metre line, if they'd won the line out there, different story, but they're down to 14 for the next 10 minutes.
Paulson kicked short, and the ball just controlled by Singh. Tukia Aho. It's a few more metres on a stat sheet. Heath. Lansdowne. Put the ball behind TJ Vaenga, who's not seen much work at all in this game so far. Malsia. Partially charged down. Treveranis. Taken at the first line of defence.
Oh, that's tremendous play from the two locks. Samuel Slade just stood his ground, made the tackle, and then in came Jacob Pearce. They knew that if they could just hold him up, and as soon as they went to ground, they weren't moving. That is smart play.
Waikato are going to force Auckland to play and play from deep, aren't they, Willie? The kicking game, the kick chase. Continuing to play smart football. Waikato continuing to lead this football match. And yeah, both locks from Auckland have been good all week long.
Henry Saker.
Crouch. Bite. Sit.
Fionga. Ilemia. Has had to go on in the front row. With Samania sitting down for 10. So Kovalata.
Yeah, still need very clear heads, this young Auckland team. The messages be coming from the coaching box.
Crouch.
Just keep playing. Numbers around the breakdown. Do not panic. Do not chase the game yourself.
Saker. Paulson. This little short kick, that's for Manu, who's on the fly. There's no quarter asked or given in this. Jacobson, quick hands, Toviol with a left foot step, gets the ball alive with an inside pass for Singh. Now they're back into Auckland territory. Waikato again, a short tip on. And now Treveranis. Toviol carries again, the winger. Kotiwek. Lansdowne. Time's up on the clock, looking for 3 points on the drop kick. The referee says no. And 19 points to 7. Waikato, who started early. And Jacobson, the captain, the try. And Matthew Lansdowne has kicked 5 goals. Matthew Lansdowne, and he is downstairs with Taylor Tomakino.
Matthew, your team got off to a flying start. What was the message heading into this game?
We come with a game plan to go more to the width, but conditions were a bit wet, so trying to plug corners and just when we're in their zone, just keep putting points on the board.
What do you need to do to hold on to this lead?
I think just our defence really wins games, so I think the boys, once we get some line speed, get up in their face, then yeah, I think hopefully we can close this out.
Thank you.
1 try apiece, outstanding goal kicking from Lansdowne. Waikato 19, Auckland 7 at half time.
premier provincial rugby competition is on, and everyone will be backing their team.
Go the Stag!
Come on, Auckland.
Come on, County!
Go Waikato! Canterbury, baby!
Kickstart your weekend with running rugby as Counties Manukau battle Waikato. Saturday, South Island bragging rights are on the line as Canterbury face Otago. Then Sunday, the men from over the bridge host Southland, live on Sky Sport 1.
When was the last time Auckland won a title?
Brought to you by Mitre 10.
Some things you want to end quickly. Others, you don't. KFC's aioli bacon burger and Colonel's stack are here to stay.
Worn shock absorbers can reduce your vehicle's ability to stay on the road through corners and in high winds. Wearing out gradually, you may not notice until it's too late. Visit your nearest shock shop for a free safety check for total peace of mind.
Call Kevin.
Yo, what up, Kev? Time to assemble.
What's time to assemble?
Yo, Kyrie, what's good, man?
Time to assemble. Time to assemble, Carl. Told you we should come out here, man.
Welcome to NBA 2K headquarters.
It's time to put you in the game.
Hey, guys.
Please stand back from Coach K.
Don't do that.
If you're planning a new home, consider a better way to build. With Axis, steel for framing. It's incredibly resilient, it's also non-allergenic, helping you create a healthy home, all for a similar price as traditional framing. Axis, steel for framing, the better way to build.
It's a great feeling when your baby sleeps through the night. So keep them dry and comfy in new Treasures Comfort, our softest nappy ever.
Racing and sports odds take a giant leap skyward with multi-bets. Our new tap and bet feature means it's now easier to combine multiple races or matches into the same bet to lift the odds to galactic levels. The more events you add, the higher your winnings could go. Whether you bet on the same sport or racing event, or combine different codes, every multi can hype up the excitement and winnings. Lift the odds with a multi-bet. TAB, are you in?
19 points to 7. Jacobson, Samania, the try scorers. And Matthew Lansdowne, 5 goals, 1 conversion, and 4 penalties. And for Auckland, it's been a challenge to get their game going. But they have been very useful, and this try was set up off the back end of some very good work by their forwards.
Yeah, and attacking down the short side, which is fantastic. We had a 4-on-3 initially. They weren't scared to go down that 20-metre channel. The impressive number 8 got the try, but then under all sorts of pressure, 16-0 behind Auckland, went to the line-out, went back to their line-out drive. The big guys working up front, and they too got themselves back into this game. We take a look at the stats after 35 minutes of play. And I want to take a look at penalties conceded. Second from the bottom, 8 penalties Auckland have given away in that half. 5 of them have been kicked. Well, 4 of them, sorry, have been kicked. 1 conversion. And that really has been the difference. They've got to work very hard to keep their discipline and get back on the side. Most of those penalties are offside penalties in the breakdown.
Graham Murray Cup. What a player and what a captain he was in the game, and how appropriate the Premiership trophy is named after him. At the Jock Hobbs, another outstanding open side flanker and captain of New Zealand as well. And on the subject of wonderful flankers, the great Sir DJ Graham, Man of the Match trophy is named in his honour, and he's here today at half-time. Waikato 19, Auckland 7.
They say a series win in India is the toughest task in the game. The sticky wickets,
Bouncer.
Rockstar cricketers.
Some over the top, hits him for 6.
Firepower right down the order. And the unrelenting heat.
This is unbelievable.
Can the new Captain Fantastic do the unthinkable and subdue the subcontinent?
It's over! Famous stuff! Magical scenes!
Black Caps Tour of India first test, Thursday, live, Sky Sport 3.
Booking a hotel? Hotels Combined has the best selection of offers and deals all in one place. Simply search, select your options, and find a great hotel deal on every device. Compare with the Bear at Hotels Combined.
Use the right tool for the job. Nivea Men Cream. Fast absorbing, non-greasy, all-purpose moisturizer. Made just for men. Nivea Men Cream. Nivea Men. It starts with you.
My dad is Mike. He works on a drilling rig that pumps oil out from underneath the ocean.
Hey, you seeing this? Come on, let's go!
Oh, not now, baby.
Mayday, mayday. This is Deepwater Horizon.
Everyone loves Domino's cheaper every day. 7 value-packed pizzas just $4.99 each. And they're even fresher with on-time cooking. You tell us how you're travelling, so your pizza's fresh from the oven when you arrive. Cheaper every day from Domino's.
Install the low-maintenance, longer-lasting colours of Moduline's colour screen or poolside fencing to add the perfect finishing touch to your favourite outdoor spaces, and you can throw away your paintbrush. Call or visit online for your free quote.
Feel good, Auntie Lena?
Feel good.
Oh, hello, baby.
Dog is so cute.
Oh, he's so
Look!
Oh my God, so cute. I love your thing. Hello. Hello.
Only one place has more than 100 premieres every month.
Wow.
Sky, home of the new. There's no place like it.
Waikato by 12 at the half, and nice to see the Auckland Mitre 10 Cup team here in big numbers to support their under-19 counterparts, and Coach Hewitson is downstairs with Taylor Tomakino.
Your side is struggling with ball retention in that half. How have you addressed this?
Yeah, so we've had, obviously, our discipline's really hurting us. We think we're going okay when we've got the ball, but we've just got to be a lot more accurate with our clean out and just supporting the guy in contact a lot more. They were the key messages around contact, and discipline is obviously really hurting us this half.
You've got 35 minutes left in this tournament. What have you asked of the boys?
Oh, look, we've just said for us to go out and express ourselves. We just really want to go out there and make ourselves proud. We want to look after the ball. We want to get a lot more clinical and accurate on defence, and hopefully we can get ourselves back in this contest.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks to Taylor and Coach Hewitson. One thing, these kids are well prepared, Ian Jones.
They certainly are. Coaching coming down from the top to the bottom. And let's face it, these guys are only 12 points behind at the break.
And Manu gets some height on the ball. In fact, it's Wise Guy Faiane who's out there. The ball went forward.
Stay here. No, last man's feet, hold on.
The Wise Guy Faiane, Auckland Grammar, New Zealand Schools player.
Well, Ken, it's a real luxury for this Auckland team to have a player the class of Ollie Paulson starting the match, and he can dictate things. That Wise Guy Faiane's been sitting there for 35 minutes. He's been reading the play. He's been absorbed in the match as well, and he's sensed opportunities that he can exploit from the sidelines. So a player his class now to come and finish the job for 35 is a luxury few teams have, and Auckland have exploited in their 2 games so far.
Bite. Sit.
Let's go,
Good scrum by Cuddle. Seika. a short ball for Kolo. Seika. Slade. And Soini. Auckland enjoying some time with the football. Faiane. And picks out. For Tammy. He takes an easy mark with no pressure on him.
Stay, Red. Stay.
Boys, you wanting tags or
Marcia. Faiane. Midfield bomb. Faiane's putting pressure on his own kick. Mafua. Tammy on the return. Kotuweg. That's a good carry. Yeah, wins a penalty as well. That's nicely milked by Kotuweg. Might be young, but he's cunning.
No doubt about that. And Sauni was the man that couldn't get out of there quick enough. And don't forget, fellas, Auckland still with only 14 players on the field. And Faiane certainly trying to ask questions. Yeah. Kotuweg, well, he's experienced, isn't he?
Get that 9 jersey, given a little manual. Little cheeky things that you can do. The milk it manual, I think it's called, given every scrum half around the country.
The milk it manual, haven't heard of that.
Clearly in the coaching box in the half-time of Auckland, they've said to Waikato Fani, there's opportunities to kick it. Here we go.
Fuliaki. Not much time on the ball. Game so far for Fuliaki. He is a very good runner of the football.
But with this flat-line defence of Waikato not always contesting a breakdown, I think they've said to Waikato, just pop it in behind the odd time, make them turn around, get them thinking, and that will lead to opportunities ball in hand in situations like this where they've got a good line out, 20 metres out. Options are plenty. Look like they're going to go a full line out. We know what they did with a line out drive in the first half.
JP Soini to the front of the line out.
Stay here, Red. Stay.
Faiane showed the ball on the inside and cleaned up by Duplessis Karifi. Waikato with a nice offload in the tackle. Jacobson with a beautiful offload. They're able to keep the ball alive. Waikato now, they open up Auckland on the edge of the attack. Torvio, another advantage with Waikato. So they start inside their own quarter. Kotiweg pitches a few metres down. It's a very good skill being shown by the big men of Waikato.
Offensive defence, that's what it started with. This is the finishing moments with the pick and drives, the offloads, but that started deep on defence when Waikato Fani wanted to show and go. He's been kicking in his last 3 or 4 plays. I bet you wished he kicked again.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Steady.
Auckland keen with only 6 backs defending. So overlap already for Waikato.
Lands down to the line. He's tall and strong athlete as well, but great work. Terrific work by Lyndon Moore to steal the ball. And now for counter-attack, TJ Vaenga. Beautiful ball back on the inside. Manu tries to run over the top of Tovio. Now they hit the left side. Soini carries into midfield. Yilamia. Faiane, it's too big. They're trying to turn the heat up.
You got to love that breakout. And also the passing skills here from Manu And Vainga, watch this. Right to the line, then stays in support. That is quality. Good contest this, and they're finally going to get their 15 players back on the field too, fellas. Samania back, and Kai Vialata also runs alongside him, so Auckland back to 15.
Yeah, the skill of TJ Vainga to stop on a dime. I think you mentioned there, Willie Lowe say, attract a defender and pop and keep the ball alive.
Tukiaho, Faiane, choke. Seika, Faiane got runners coming on the inside. There's some variation in the offense for Auckland now. Wise guy Faiane to the left side, and then Samania throws the ball long. Vaha Kolo with a brilliant run down the middle of the park. Vaha Kolo. Quick ball is what they want. Saini. Jacob Pearce. Late ball, Manu for TJ Vainga. The ball is lost forward. We're coming back for a penalty advantage.
Gee, the half-time has been a game changer. It really has. Auckland have come out a lot more physical in the second 35. A lot more direct with what they're trying to do. Now they've had a change at 10, but it's just a change of attitude, I think, Willie Lowe say.
It is, and Vahakolo just stayed alive, but the pass from Samandia, the loose head prop, he spent 10 minutes in the bin and he's come on, and he's thrown a miracle ball. This is the end of it, but Auckland certainly have changed their tactics.
A number of outstanding players and coaches are here, including a three-time winner of the World Under-20 Championship, a two-time Super Rugby champion coach Dave Rennie is downstairs with Taylor Tomokino.
Dave, are you impressed with the amount of talent you've seen at this tournament?
Oh, it's been brilliant. So I've been coming here for a couple of years, and it's a young man's game now, and I was certainly keen to, I guess we've got some identified guys, but keen to look at the rest.
Do you think players at this level could foot it at Super Rugby?
Look, we've had guys who were in this tournament last year who've been in wider training groups and on the fringe. So, like I say, it's a young man's game. There's no doubt in a couple of years you'll see some of these guys playing Super Rugby.
And how's your preparation for next season going?
Oh, pretty good. We haven't got too many more holes. I've seen a few other Super Rugby coaches here, so I guess we're all looking to the future. But, yeah, we've only got 2 or 3 spots left.
Have you identified any players in particular down here?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple I've come just to watch. I won't tell you who they are, though.
Cool, thank you for your time.
Cool, thank you.
Now, thanks to Dave Rennie and Taylor Tomokino, Hurricanes head coach. Chris Boyd was with us on day 2. And now Tor. Lansdowne. Midfield bomb. The ball will stay out of the 22. Very well done in the air, Malsia. That was a pressure take. The chaser's coming at him as well, but the ball looks like it's going to come out on the Waikato side. Nice job. Now, change of direction. Lansdowne. Good to Weg. Jacobson. Tidied up by Taoho. Auckland defence is rewarded.
Yeah, and I think you might find that Duplessis Karifi had something to do with that ball coming back, because Malsia took it brilliantly. A lot of courage from the fullback, had a lot of pressure on him, took it, went into contact and had good body position. This is the other turnover. Slade again, the big lock, putting his big frame there and creating the turnover. But earlier, Ken Karifi was definitely involved in it.
Well, Sam Slade was good enough there when he got his big mitts around that ball, was to be able to stand up and hold him up. And that takes some strength when the Waikato player fighting for all his life to get to the ground, create a ruck. Slade made them all and turnover. Wonderful though, Ken, while we have this penalty, to have Dave Rennie sideline. As he mentioned, a lot of the Super Rugby coaches here, but talent identification crucial. This is a shop window for these young men starting their careers. 400 in Taupo this week. learning from workshops, former players, learning about the life of a pro, which is so key.
Some of them have learnt the hairstyles as well, Carmo, because I might tell you that number 3 for Waikato obviously likes Uhila and his hairstyle, because that is a doozy. There you go.
Soini, ball's not taken cleanly and on the fly. Duplessis Karivi scored by Dalton Papali. And the ball won again on the ground by Auckland. Just needed some support. Duplessis Karivi. And a try would have been scored, and now on the counter-attack, Torvio. Toa. Out on the right-hand side, Toe. For Tamir goes hard at the line, opens up the Auckland defence. He's tackled. 25 out. Tokiao drops those big shoulders into the Auckland defence. Jacobson. Torvio.
Release him, release.
Lansdowne. Shaped a pass, went to the line. Kotiweg. Jacobson. Kotiweg. Torvio. He's chipping away at the Auckland defence. Waikato with patience. Jacobson. Singh is in there to lend a hand. Kotiweg short. Lansdowne, good defence. Now Payne. Good clearance. Samasone, Tokiao, what an outstanding game, an outstanding tournament the young hooker is having. And now they drive forward. Waikato, they're on the 5-metre line. They lead by 9. They've got a penalty. They take the quick tap.
No, marker's over there. You can't take it quickly here. Okay?
I think, unfortunately, it was Sam Slade, jersey 5, who gave away the penalty. Once again, he tried to do a choke tackle, so get those big mitts. We've seen him affect a turnover moments before, hold the Waikato player up. He couldn't do that in his body position when he fell. Just enabled him. He couldn't roll away, and that has given Waikato the opportunity to extend once more through the gift of a penalty that Auckland keep giving them.
He went to the well one too many times, didn't he? It's worked for him on a couple of occasions, but on that it didn't. What about the chase, though, from Dalton Papali'i? That was quality. This is where the penalty was given. But, boy, one thing you can't coach is speed, and Papali'i and Duplessis Karifi have got plenty of pace. There he is, just lying in there. Got to get out of there.
Well, Karifi's been a standout player, but Dalton Papali'i, yeah, chasing him, the dive, the timing of the dive, and effect of the turnover.
Lansdowne. Goal number 6 for him today.
Back to the half-time lead now, Ken. So 3-all, second half. It was 19-7.
Connor Eating on in jersey 17, guys. Was schooled at Liston College in West Auckland. So great to see him on there. And he's replaced Ta Oho, the junior Uhila.
Nice guy, Faiane, just gets it over the 10. And then Auckland take that ball over the touchline, so it will be a Waikato throw to the line out.
And you were talking about Faiane coming on and the quality that he does possess, but in a day like today where it's so difficult to get through that Waikato line, I wonder if the ball along the ground might be a better option the next 20.
Secured by Waikato, but we're coming back.
Wasn't straight.
For a ball not thrown straight in the line out.
Liston College, you're mentioning, what do you say, a couple of All Blacks out of that. Mark Carter and the great Craig Dowd too, out of Liston. So those two players, former All Blacks from Auckland, going through Shield winners, National Championship winners, and proud Liston boys. Full back line, Ken out to the right for Auckland. So maybe using Big Manu for the midfield ruck. Options left and right.
Scrum wheels around. Auckland will feed again. Connor Etting. Tokia Aho is one of a huge number of players that have been so impressive in this competition. 3 games in 7 days. Especially for the tight forwards. Working hard at scrum time, working hard at set piece. Not much rest for the body. And a good scrum from Waikato, putting pressure on the Auckland feet, and they win the penalty.
Never going to get an opportunity to see that Auckland backline move. It was an interesting formation. Plenty of numbers outright. But Waikato thought, no, it's just 5% down. Auckland are thinking about where they need to get for the second and third phase. First phase is where it needed to be. Willie Lowe saved, and they got smashed.
Yeah, well, this Brian Coxon earlier was just nursing a leg from a line-out about 5 minutes ago, and he's just shown his real power. The loose head prop for Waikato in jersey number 1. He is a class player. More changes coming on for Auckland. 16 and 23 on for Vaholo and also for Sauni.
Tokia Aho, he was looking for Sam Caird. It's gone forward off Waikato. There's an advantage with Auckland. Waiskai Whaiane finding some holes in the Waikato defence, but they weren't able to secure the ball, so Waikato pick it up and drive forward. This is a fresh tackle, so to use it or lose it could go against Waikato, and Auckland will get the feed.
Once more, we see the tactic of the Auckland Locks wrapping their arms around the Waikato player and standing up. She had some dancing feet. Turnover affected the line-out, of course, not because Auckland won it from the line-out, but the pressure with the 2 pods they got. Just the pressure on the Waikato hooker, knowing that Auckland are going to compete. It was bobbled. This man on screen got it.
Bind. Sit. Steady.
Get a scrum from Auckland. Whaiane. And to put the ball behind. Too big. Looking for field position, trying to be patient. Talk about it being a game of inches.
Well, the option was the right one. Unfortunately, execution was just a foot or so a little big. That doesn't mean it's still the right thing to do.
Job, Jacob Pearce. Whaiane. Kabalata sends the ball long. Seika. Whaiane. This time kick short. And Dalton Papali'i close to the touchline. It'll be a Waikato throw at the line out.
Well, we saw that play in the first half, and Papali'i on that occasion couldn't regather. This time he does it with one hand. Puts the right mid out, it sticks, and he's just desperately trying to stay infield. Assistant referee in pretty good position, in fact, very good position to see him go out.
Tokia Aho beaten in the air. By Slade. Whaiane to the line. A little double pump from Whaiane, tackled by Luke Jacobson. Seika. Soini. Powerful run And now Chote, there was a Auckland player just in front.
They can keep attacking Auckland because I don't think they're actually that scared of a Waikato line-out. They've stolen 5 already, both Slade and Pearce sharing the duties in terms of contesting. But we have a good look at it with this line-out right in front of our cameras. You can see Auckland will have, if it's a full line-out, 3 options to choose from. Players interchanging, lifting or jumping. It's communication.
Samuel Slade, very competitive at line-out time with his locking partner, Jacob Pearce. Then they go to the back for Duplessis Karifi. Now long ball, just dragged in to get the right arm available, but just couldn't offload. Stewart. Oh, pirouette from Matthew Lansdowne. Stewart. Tovio. Stewart. Good defence. Loketi Manu. Jacobson.
Balls out. Lead him up.
Waikato. Good hustle on the ground. Waikato to secure that ball.
Stay last man's close.
Tom Stewart. Chivarana sends a ball long. It goes behind. Tor picks it low. Tovio on the chase.
Yes, with 13 to go, they're still going to keep plugging. I think Waikato, this is how they finish the first half. Plugging the corners, making Auckland make all the play, attack from deep. At the moment, the Waikato defence has been good enough to stop them going from deep. And Woody, it's just going to get more and more challenging for them.
Changes as well, Ken. There's a player on without a number. That's Benjamin So, Auckland.
Tom's on.
Ilamia is on as well. Auckland win the line out. Seika. Straight for Tovio. Tries to get the ball behind. Now it's loose coming away, Wesley. Tamiapuna. Auckland with very good field position. Ilamia. Saul. And best muscle up. Auckland finally, they get the ball inside their opponents. 22. And Napa go long. Faiane with a ball along the ground. It's a foot race. And the winner is Auckland in the form of Loketi Manu, who's been their best player. Gets a try.
Well, Wise guys, come on. Clearly, what he'd seen in the first half, or got told in the sheds at half-time, was his options. Kicking that bottom left-hand corner mostly. Woody Lose made mention that maybe the grubber kick was a better option. It was on this occasion. And the Big 12, Manu, who has been involved in, 3, 4, 5 huge collisions defensively, was also showing some good toe for that try and the ball game.
Yeah, he's been tremendous, Manu. What a game he's had. He's been strong in defence. Combination there between the two former Auckland Grammar students. They just read it perfectly, but take it back to the run from Tamiafuna. Wesley Tamiafuna from St. Kitts. The kick was high, he chased it, he got the turnover, and that's what gave them the forward momentum to come back into the game.
Faiane.
10 to go, 5 in it, momentum shifting. Waikato cannot shut up shop.
He's been good, Manu. His timing and his technique and the tackle has been outstanding. He can carry the ball. And what we saw on that occasion do is showing some real attitude in the chase is a rare unforced error from Matthew Lansdowne. We'll see Auckland with a feed at the scrum on halfway. Less than 10.
Well, Ken, now it's over to this Auckland scrum. We saw Waikato push them off the ball last time in a similar position. Now it's just full concentration. One job. This is a moment.
Crouch. Yeah. Bind. Sit. Steady.
Seika. 8-9 plays, not taken cleanly, but the ball went backwards. He's caught behind the advantage line. Duplessis Karifi had all rights to the ball, and he's rewarded with a penalty. Heath, Karifi and Jacobson, a very, very good back three for Waikato.
Well, Karifi's line here, he was obstruction just for a moment there, but straight onto the ball like a tear out, really strong. Contesting, he had all rights. His hand was on it. The Auckland players not letting go, and Willie, in conditions that are getting better, this is a challenging kick to push it to 8.
Yeah, but a kicker of his class, I should say, making up for the error of kicking the ball out on the full, and now he has a chance to extend that lead outside a converted try.
Matthew Lansdowne off the post. 7th goal of the game. Pushes it out to 8 points, making it a 2-score equation for Auckland. That is a very, very big play for Waikato.
Sub, please. 9 for Auckland.
Waikato boys are pumped. Nice guy. Faiane. Ball eventually secured by Waikato. Tom Stewart. Short bomb. On it backwards. Kept in the field of play by Waikato. Stewart. Jacobson. Lansdowne trying to put the ball behind. What a play. Such maturity and such composure from a kid still under 19 years old. Matthew Lansdowne. On top of that, he's kicked 7 penalties in this game alone. He kicked 4 in the semi-final, scored 2 tries and created the other. He's having a wow of a tournament, Matthew Lansdowne, and that is a big play with less than 7 on the clock. And up for Jacob Pearce. Faiane. Tovio. Santor. Ball went backwards. Duplessis, Karifi, he's everywhere. The open side flanker, Stewart. Sam Caird tips it on for his locking partner, Singh.
Another penalty given away, but the field position is in Waikato's favour. And Lansdowne has controlled where the football has been played in this game all the way through. He's finished the halves brilliantly, forcing Auckland on all occasions to attack from deep. And whilst Auckland is starting to get a lot of football, it's just not in the right position. They're having to do it from deep. His heads up play, good vision, standing deep in the pocket too, to give him the time he needs.
Jacob Pearce. And coming hard onto the ball. Tommy Afuna. Another change of direction. Marcia. Duplessis Karifi with the tackle. Samuel Slade. Mullen. Hands down with the tackle. Choked. Mullen. Fayane with a short kick into space.
Well, Jacob Pearce has been outstanding in this final. He's won his own line-out ball. He's pinched a couple off the Waikato throw. He's got around the paddock, done his core jobs.
He has, but they found it very hard to go around this Waikato defence. It's a flat line. They're getting pretty condensed, which is why Auckland trying to kick into those corners. They're not allowing any direct play from these big Auckland runners. Well coached, well scouted. The tactics going into this game and the discipline of the players to stick with the tactics. Very good from Waikato. 4 minutes to go.
Sit.
Heading for glory.
And Mullen. Fayane to the line. It's a short ball for Tamiafuna.
Shoulders. All of you off. Number 8 and 7, binding. Off early.
It's an 8-point gap, but momentum for Auckland. They want to go a line out. They know they've got a good line out drive. They know they've got great structure. I don't think Waikato is going to compete in this situation. With the game on the line, Waikato will stay and try and drive them down to the ground and towards the sideline.
To the back of the line out. Lamia got the ball. Now the drive coming from the Auckland forwards. Good momentum. It's at the back of the maul. This is an outstanding maul from the Auckland forwards. Now the drive into the end goal. The referee in very, very good position. And it's the replacement hooker, Nabar, with the try.
Gee, they've got good structure. They really are. We know how strong these athletes are. But it's the technique as well. The guys in front of the ball working as hard to open up the space, to keep the momentum going forward, to stay in unison, never getting isolated, which has been the impressive factor of both the line-out tries that we've seen, both of them leading to tries. And look, Waikato equally as strong, doing everything in their power to stop it, but disintegrate in the end. And Auckland over, conversion has to be fairly quick, Willie Losate, because there's only a minute and a bit on the clock. I'll give you the tip too, Ken Laban. It'll take Waikato a minute to get back to the halfway.
And 25 for 22. What? Only one thing required from here. Wesley Tamiafuna sits down. Freedom Akolo comes back. Fayane. They need to try to do something special. Akolo. Duplessis, Karifi with the tackle to get him over the try line, over the touch line.
Well, what a game Duplessis, Karifi is having. Only appropriate that he should be involved in this. Where Fayane looked up, knew there wasn't much time. Akolo's just come back on the field, and have a look at the work, firstly from Coxon and then the finisher.
I agree with you, Willie. I know he's not a man of the match for this particular game. There is for the tournament. But Karifi's certainly been, in my mind anyway, the man of the match in this particular.
Win the scrum, kick it out, and we will have our third different champion in 3 years of the Graham Murray Cup. It has been a wonderful tournament. We'll just take this opportunity to acknowledge our producers, Adi, Ricky Hunt, and Andrew Hawthorne, and our directors, camera crew, sound, graphics, EVS, CCU, and vision mixers, and the big crew that have been here over this past week to bring you 9 live games, 25 points to 22. Time is up on the clock. The Waikato team, after Wellington won 2014, Canterbury in 2015, it will be Waikato who will win it in 2016. This ball just needs to go dead. Duplessis, Carriffy on your screen, has been brilliant, as has Lansdowne, and they celebrate Waikato, our 3rd different champion in 3 years. The open side flanker was sensational, as was Lansdowne. And of course the captain, Luke Jacobson, he led from the front. A structured team, clinical team at times, and they showed tremendous character to beat Canterbury in the semi-final and beat Auckland in the final. 2 enormous scalps, and they thoroughly deserve their success in 2016. Waikato, just the 1 try to the captain, Jacobson, and Matthew Lansdowne. An incredible day with the boot. So many tremendous players to celebrate in this Waikato team. Samasoni Tokiaho, the hooker, was sensational. Waikato 25, the champions, over Auckland 22.